Hey, it's Dr. Kate Walker with Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses. And this is week 10, Meet the Experts. And I can't even tell you how excited I am. I've got Kelly Higdon with the fabulous dynamic duo of Zynnyme. And I was letting her know that this is the organization that is a new practice owner. If you're not stalking them, there's something wrong. You got to stalk these folks. And I'm going to post all the links in the bio and the information that we give you guys. But just a quick synopsis, they offer information for you, potential or current practice owner. If you're a startup, if you're growing your practice, if you already have a successful practice, if you have a group practice, there's free practice training and CEs. They have a blog, podcast, which, by the way, I will be on, and I'm going to record that October 15th. I got to put my glasses on. They offer a private practice community for pre-licensed and licensed folks. They're keynote speakers. They have business school boot camps, the accountable practice, and my favorite year, my awesome year. Mm-hmm. So please welcome Kelly Higdon. Kelly, thank you so much for being with us.
Good to be here. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a Texan through and through. So
all the better, right? You're already a badass. That's getting right in. Excellent. All right. So the questions, 5 questions in 5 minutes. Number 1, what do you think keeps therapists from being happy and successful in private practice?
I think it's creating a practice that isn't tailored to who they are. They're trying to fit into something that wasn't ever made for them. So comparison, doing what other people are doing with their fees or the way they do their services, those kinds of things become a distraction instead of kind of turning inward and looking at what are your unique skills and gifts and really knowing what has you. What we say in boot camp, we say we don't compete, we stand out. That is our motto. So how do we stand out? And because we think a full-time caseload is 30 to 40 hours. Well, in private practice, it may not translate that way. So we end up overworking, undercharging, or doing services in a way that just aren't aligned with us and our values, our culture. The landscape of the way we do therapy is changing, and we as new clinicians or as evolving clinicians can be on the forefront of that. So I feel like that trying to fit the round peg in the square hole kind of situation is what often leads people to being frustrated.
Awesome. And that kind of takes us to the next question. What do you think is the greatest need that therapists have right now?
I think that it comes down to the coupling of burnout prevention with business practices. If we're talking about therapists specifically in private practice, that oftentimes we are taking oppressive systems or systems that had different kinds of funding structures and things like that and trying to apply them to our businesses. And we end up burnt out, and that burnout reduces our clinical effectiveness. It kind of destroys us physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I feel like that burnout prevention is key. And I'm not talking about bubble baths. I'm talking about the way you run your business so that you don't get burnout, so that you find enjoyment in it, so that it becomes a safe harbor for you to express yourself, your gifts, and your talents.
So it's almost like the systems we evolved and we try to duplicate those.
Yes.
And it kills us.
Yes, right. I remember when I worked in the county, I ran a clinic of like 20 something clinicians, and the expectations that were given from above down to those clinicians was unrealistic. And I remember a lot of the times you would be, if someone, for example, if a client had been hospitalized or something, and it, there may have been an attempt or something like that, the clinician was often to blame with this huge caseload and this idea of over responsibility. And I find that over responsibility translated when I first started my practice, and I had to undo that like never rest, always on call, always have to be there. Their crisis is my crisis. When you're starting out, can kind of feel that way. It's compelling, but that's just one example of how we can duplicate something we've learned in our past into our practice, which this is an opportunity to do something fresh and really helpful for us and our clients.
Awesome. So What's the difference between therapists who are successful and therapists that get stuck and give up?
Community. I mean, we could talk
I've heard that a lot.
We could talk a lot about knowing your numbers and things like that. Hey, I don't have to know every detail of my numbers. I don't have to be an accountant because I have an accountant. You know, that helps me, like having people in your life who are experts in certain areas of things that you aren't strong in. It's important. And we're talking about people who are on your side, who are cheering you on, who don't see you as competition, and your success is their greatest joy. That's what we want. And that's kind of, you know, a foundational element for us at Zynnyme.
Love that. All right. So what free resources do you have? And I'm going to post the links for therapists in private practice. So people just wanting to go for the free stuff.
Yeah, we have over 10 hours of free training. Some of them are CA eligible. We give away 3 CEs through aspirace.com to get started. How to set fees, niche, marketing 101, website stuff. And we have an online free community where you can post questions and get support from other therapists. That also has a free online directory where you can find other therapists in your area to connect with.
Wow. That's tremendous. I love your heart. I love your heart for this. All right. So I've heard rave reviews about your course, your business school boot camp for therapists. Why do you think therapists speak so highly of it?
I think it's because the community aspect is one of our biggest. And I think we kind of stumbled upon that. Miranda and I have always had value in community and friendships and things like that. And we were kind of surprised how it has evolved into our work. Rather kind of in the beginning, it just sort of snowballed, and now we're very intentional about it. I think too, there's no other program like it. It's lifetime access, and you get access to every update. So every round, Miranda and I take a week and we update the materials. So for example, a new documentation checklist or a new training, if labor laws have changed and you're a group practice owner, there's a lot going on. And so it's ongoing and it can grow with you. So we've had people that have been with us, 7 to 10 years and have been learning from us that entire time. And we wanted it to be accessible in that way so that you don't have to pay again when something new comes along.
I love that. So it's not this whole gotcha, time to hit you up for more and I'm going to get you. Well, it sounds like you're hitting people at every stage of their development.
Yes, that's important to me. I feel that you want to have trusted resources along your journey and to feel supported, not with just one phase of practice. And so, that's why we've kind of evolved over time. In the beginning, it was a lot more people who were starting or had beginning established. And now we've grown into group practices with multiple locations and things like that we support.
That's incredible. Well, thank you for your 5 questions in 5 minutes. I can't wait to post all the free links. And I know that we've got some Texas badasses who are going to want to connect with you. So Thank you.
Thank you so much.